Hello, UAB Urology, and welcome to October 20th, Monday Momentum. It is coming to you on October 22nd, Tuesday, and I apologize. I got a little busy yesterday and didn't get a chance to record, so I'll send it to you on a Tuesday today. So, for today's Momentum update, I figured I'd focus in on our education mission because our education mission is to inspire that next generation of trainees, of physicians, of scientists, of people who want to go out in the healthcare workforce of every type of person. And that's what we're doing here in our education mission. So the reason I'm thinking about that is that right now we're actually at the end of our visiting acting intern rotations where students come and spend time for a month here at UAB Urology. And it's almost like an opportunity for them to see our services and our program up close. And also we get a chance to kind of get a little audition of how they would be if they were on our team as a resident trainee. Now, during the end of that season, then comes the time for us to review packets. And if you don't know a little bit of the system, I'll start off by just saying I want to shout out the entire education program for making this happen because there's a lot of people that go into it. Dr. Adam Klein, Dr. Tim Boswell, Dr. Carmen Tong are our program director and our associate program directors. Loranda Howard, as well as Katrina Evans, are our administrative leaders in education. So they do an amazing job every year of bringing an unbelievable crop of people to interview for residency here. And residents, in many ways, are trainees, are graduate students, are postdocs, all the people who come here to learn and be inspired are the lifeblood of our program. So I'll talk a little bit about today how that actually works and then give a little bit of a take home from there. So if people don't know, the way that the education residency program works here is that at the end of any given academic year, people will apply in urology. It's what's called an early match, which means that you have to apply and put your application in September so that you can apply to start a residency program the following July. So right now we receive the applications. And there's usually somewhere around 250 to 300 applications that come in. They get screened by a subset of our faculty that go through all of the applications. Some of the faculty go through all of the applications, and then they get rated. And after that, sorted through, and we pick out the ones to invite here for an interview. The interviews then happen this year. It's going to be the first week of December, and we invite the visiting students who we think are the cream of the crop, the ones that have the potential to bring the most success and to make the biggest impact if they were training here at UAB. They come for a day of interviews and they spend some time socially. They spend some time interviewing with the faculty, with the residents, with the staff, very importantly, because if you treat the staff poorly, it's an automatic sink your application kind of situation. So we pay attention to all those signals. And then we go ahead and rank people to say, okay, these are our top 10, our top 15, our top 20 applicants. And then they go ahead and rank their programs. These are my top 5, 10, 15, 20 programs. And there's an algorithm that gets moved around to match people. So if you choose UAB Urology to be your program as the number one slot, and we pick you as our number one candidate, then you'll end up at UAB Urology. But if you chose us as number two and we chose you as number five, then the machine algorithm has to kind of figure out who goes to where. So that's the actual way that those slots get filled. When they get here, then residents start in their intern year and they spend time with the Department of Surgery, learning the basics of surgical care for 1 year. And then they spend 5 years or 4 years, so a 5 year total residency training program in the Department of Urology. So the reason I bring it up is because that's one of the things that, from a perspective of here's how the sausage works, that's how we actually get the resident complement that we have. We used to take 3 residents a year, and now we're taking 4 residents a year. So in the midst of that transition right now, we have 2 current years, the first years and the second years, that have 4 residents, and the rest of the years have 3 residents. So currently we have a total of 17 residents, and over time we'll get to a complement of 20 residents here present at UAB Urology at any given time. And so if you haven't spent a moment to actually meet the residents and learn about them, hear their stories, interact with them, they are the lifeblood of our program. And really, truly, it's an honor to be able to participate in training education with residents and inspiring that next generation of people because they keep you sharp. They keep us kind of on our toes, ask great questions, and really push us to do the things that we do. So I figured that with today's Monday Momentum, I'd give a little insight on kind of how the sausage works and how that actually comes together to make a residency training program. The call to action for people listening in is if you haven't had a moment to actually meet a resident or spend a conversation with a resident or introduce them to the work that you do, I'd ask that you do that sometime this week. So we've got a bunch of residents all around. They're on clinical rotations, they're spending time in clinics, they're spending time in the operating room, they're up and down doing many things at all times, they're participating in research. Spend a moment this week to have a 5 minute conversation with a resident. Get to know them, get to learn a little about their story, and maybe offer them an opportunity to be a mentor or to let them see something that maybe they wouldn't otherwise have been able to see. And that's an opportunity to help us in this season of how do we inspire that next generation of physicians and how do we inspire people who come here to train and spend time with our mission of learning. So with that, I'm going to leave a couple things on your table. So this week we had a terrific visit from folks from Boston Scientific to do a flip journal club, and that was a very nice event. I also said I would shout out, so I wanted everybody to also say hello to Surya, who's one of our residents in the current third year class, and he is. Oh my gosh, I think I apologize to you, sorry, I had this whole shout out ready to go. So he just came back from a vacation time where he drove 26 hours to get to Wyoming and go to a bunch of places in the wilderness. And I saw him yesterday at the Journal Club, and so we said we'd shout him out. So you ask him about his story so he can actually tell you about that. And because I'm drawing a total senior moment blank right now, if I've got the year wrong, Surya, I apologize to you, and you can give me a hard time next time you see me. And the other thing I'll draw people's attention to is that we have another great visitor coming next week, the week of October 28th. It's going to be Henry Lai, who is the incoming chair of urology over at Iowa. And he's going to come and talk about the role of education and research, particularly in research to inspire the next generation of people in science. So he chairs the AUA Research Committee, and he's a terrific guy. So he's coming for a nice visit next week. He'll give a talk on Tuesday morning. So please come participate. We are advertising this particular talk widely across the campus. So come and hear a perspective, and look forward to that visit for next week. So long, everybody. Have a great